Peace FM 104.3.
Would you recommend military training for all young people in Ghana? That's somebody's question.
We can't afford it. Here say immigration for recruitment in Nepal, na sideline where page. I mean, with the state of the economy, we can. But
what about national service for?
It's quite expensive too. I mean, you need a place, barracks, and things for all these people, uniforms, feeding, and all. Ideally, yes. But implementation better.
Ideally, yes, but implementation will be tough. And there's somebody here, an ex-staff of UT. He says, George Esian is my mate at Kwabuche. Kofi Amoabeng was my MD. Great man, full of honesty. A real entrepreneur, down to earth. You won't believe this, but sometimes he ate lunch with us, even as the ordinary staff. Or since that one. So far, wow, to bomb no be answer down to bomb be a more.
So me yeah to bomb.
Kofi Amoabeng shaped the Susu sector in Ghana. Admirable. This one says, congratulations to Kofi. Ask him if he remembers when he changed his mind from wanting to support me, David Amofa, financially to import Eclipse of the Sun sunglasses. I would have been a millionaire by now. Instead of one container, Willie brought in some few hundreds of thousands. Some of the decisions.
Now, Eclipse, they own a cockroach who sang and wait there. I did never.
And then he used to play golf with my former boss, Mr. Brock. We went to visit him once in his office, and his reception was amazing. Extremely pleasant. Well, that is Kofi Amoabeng for you. Senya onyo best listening so na obese. Maxwell Kofi Juma says Kofi Amoabeng, my man, his life is simply a bomb. Simple. Let's say where munu. Right, Iti, let's just recap. The book is here, and hey, was it? Michael says UT Bank still owes some of us, but he's not talking about it. How come?
If anything, book 3, but if UT Bank owes you, the government took over the bank and took over all the liabilities. And anybody whose money was at the bank was paid.
Okay.
But then, sure, you can go and see the receiver. That is PwC. I want that sort to know out.
How do you feel about that, genuinely?
It's one of the sore points. I think the way the bank went, a lot of people who believed in me and my dream lost monies, and it's not very pleasant, and I have to live with it. The only reason why I can live with it is because my we're doing business, and that is how things went. But personally, I feel for some of them, because let's say we had investors, about 15,000 investors.
Wow.
Because it was a publicly listed bank. Shareholders,
yeah. And
the government took over and did not address one situation in the list. If you remember, I mean, this is not in the book, but at least I sent a petition to Parliament. Nothing has happened yet, but I hope, sir, I pray, sir, there could be something to relieve them of their losses.
Chairman General, I don't like reading, but this book, to revive my reading skills, please buy one for me. Kweku Jampo Oduma say, me I should buy one for you. Congratulations, Prince Amoabeng. I've gotten inspired by listening to you, and I'm inspired because you say you don't let the negatives weigh you down, because it leads to bitterness. Nana Ekwemo Boateng, Blakuma Central. And then this one says, I just joined your show. What is the book, and which site can I get to read on? Emmanuel Nyame in Inswam. Well, the book is Kofi Amoabeng's book, The UT Story Humble Beginnings, Volume 1. And you can get it at various bookshops or Book Nook for those of you who like to, play on the internet. I was banking at UT. There's one thing Amoabeng said that I'll never forget. Quote, if you don't have anything to do with the loan, don't go for it. Daniel Ochre in Soutio. You remember saying that to anybody?
That is obvious. And I'm saying, man, a nice advice.
When I saw the book on Saturday at Airport Shell, I thought it was only exorbitant, but I have now come to know how important it is to help me as a young person. God bless him. Nana Kofi Boateng sends that one. Mr. Amoabeng taught me how to work with one of his adverts. I love the man in your studio. I'm sure it's the Johnny Walker advert, Jamenwa. Tell PK he's the man. Great influence on my life. Respect for everyone. His level of discipline is unheard of. It's an honor to know him. Leo in Oyarifa. And then is Amoabeng the same person who taught economics at Accra Academy as a national service person?
That's right.
Really?
Yep.
Abe Queen Lashibi, he says yes. He taught economics at Accra Academy doing for his national service. From the way you're asking the questions, I suspect this book contains some atomic bombs. Tell my okay, we've seen that already. Say Obama and Pokwasi. Okay, and then kudos to Kofi Amoabeng. Good job he's doing. Great man by all standards. Nana Kwame Opasco from Inswam. Walanyo Inakwetia. Captain Amoabeng is a gem and footprint to some of us. Walanyo says, buy one for us to share. I won't buy one for you to share. Go and get your copy. We're talking about your book, a bit your life. I'm learning a lot as an entrepreneur. I'll get a copy to read. I'd like to ask Kofi a few questions. What will be his answers to folks who say he's been a failure because he crashed a bank? Also, given another opportunity, will he venture into the financial sector? And what would he do differently? I hope the book captures all these. That said, I've heard a lot about him, and I must say he's very daring. Echo Brand sends that one. Would you
one answer? One day I won't feel it. So I did, with all good intentions, at the peak of UT group, we were employing directly over 2,500 people.
Over 2,500.
Yeah. And I will just give him a quotation. Quotation that what I said during the Johnny Walker thing, that in life, I've learned that it is important to step forward. My business would not exist today if I had not. At the time it was existing. I had nothing but the clothes on my back and one pair of shoes. People said, you will trip and fall. And I replied, I would rather step forward and fail than live with the failure of standing still. In the journey of life, you'll be defined by the amount of times you move forward along the way. Keep walking.
In the journey of life, you'll be defined by the amount of times
you move forward.
You move forward
along the way.
Just keep walking. Interesting. Keep walking. I saw the qualities of the man I wanted to marry in Kofi Amoabeng when he taught me accounting at the Securities Exchange.
Wow.
Kwame, I tried to catch his eye, but he never noticed me.
But you see,
scholarship.
No, I'm not daring. Can I step forward?
Because he says you are not daring. You should have stepped forward. But I should try you. But no. I said accounting.
Let me just say this too, which is in the book, Acknowledgements After Acknowledgements. It says by Bob Bertie, it says, nothing splendid has ever been achieved except by those who dared believe that something inside of them was superior to circumstance. You need to change the situation. You can't be here and most times obiawo ne call and yes also for say call ne irritate you na oda wonder no and no call. Do something about it.
Yeah.
Don't just say na emplain na you say a how party. That is your call. Do something about it.
Do something about it. Some more. Mr. Amoabeng, any other comments? Sorry, sir.
Well, Kwame, some can say the prime objective is to touch entrepreneurs and those who are doing business and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, before printing, we took it to these people. I want to say a big thank you to the Vice Chancellor UPSA, Professor Abednego Amate.
Okay.
To Justice Bauli, who is the Dean of Business School.
University of Ghana Business School.
Ghana. Prof. John Gatsi, Dean of School of Business, University of Cape Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Awua Ashasi.
Oh, I see.
Professor Boso, Dean of Business School, Ken USC. So, Kofi and I input and make comments about the book because it has to be readable. It has to also be like a textbook, and that's what we try to do. Finally, dedications. I want to repeat the dedications that I'm here for on the every page of the book.
Mm.
First to my children, because and I'm sure they will fail to say me pay you and then also to
baby a friend Bianca.
Your baby a friend Bianca.
Yes, so I've been brutal.
Extremely brilliant, yeah.
Obi sending me CCR that he has a daughter called Bianca. She's very smart.
Yeah, she's now in Columbia University.
Okay.
Final year. Then I also want to dedicate to investors who believe in a dream. Some of them probably they stay too long. Probably they've lost some money, and my prayers go for them. And to my team, the UT team was so special. We loved ourselves. We cared for ourselves. There was a lot of trust from the beginning, especially book one. We had a very, very tight, dedicated team. We went on operations together. We ate together. We did everything together, and that's how come the UT story was built. And one person that I want to remember posthumously is Major Nyen. On also be you be toy. We and there. We did for say what you car you secretary car. Now make a chance so secretary car then car Major farmer now say the battle across the bar Major. And then of course I have to mention my partner because we didn't start all these things.
Yeah.
And then especially the Ghanaian youth, particularly those in tertiary schools preparing to enter the business world. I dedicate this book to them, and I hope they will read and learn the lessons and build companies that will be resilient and that will help, as Honorable is saying, build companies and show up the foreign reserves and everything to save this country from total dependence on foreign companies and foreign debt. And dedications, you know, so many joy in the show. And also, the dedication is to also a lovely wife.
I met her that day.
Dorinda and the adorable daughters Nanesi and Ohima and Emripa.
Fantastic.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.